Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today. My name is Mel Rose, and I'm here to quickly preview the next 10 days of aspects with you. The dates, January 10 through the 19th, cover Decan 2 of 36 this year, and the third and final 10 days of the Sun's transit in the land of Capricorn. We enter Tuesday the 10th with the moon already void of course. And if you're like me and you like to do ritual in the early hours of the morning, this will be a good time for connecting with ourselves and with spirit to demonstrate that we are earnest in our desire to release all things, all attitudes, all attachments that no longer serve our higher purpose. With gratitude, of course, to those things and how they have served us in the past, and with gratitude to spirit and to ourselves for having arrived at a place where we no longer need to hang on. Shout outs to Cancer and Virgo as the moon crosses into Virgo that morning. Cancer, Gemini, and Virgo, I'd say. And our private lives are influenced to seek material solutions to the parts that are in disarray. On Wednesday, the 11th, Mercury the Messenger completes a square to Chiron, the wounded healer. Shout outs to Gemini and Virgo especially. The challenge that comes up here has to do with our independent minds and how our ideas are received and how we receive the thoughts of others. We may feel very much like shutting out the opinions of other people and just going our own way. Our collaborations don't just come to an end because we feel this way, though. It will be important to stay engaged without becoming critical or too defensive. Thursday the 12th brings an exciting shift in circumstances, though. Venus is sextile to Chiron that day, Taurus, Libra, and Virgo. It's almost like this comes in balance to the previous day's impetuous vibe, offering us an opportunity to generate understanding between parties. Mars goes direct on this day as well, Aries and Scorpio friends. It will remain in the shadow of its retrograde, retracing its path backward over the last 7 months until early March. So we'll be using this burst of initiative largely to restart anything that may have stalled while Mars was retrograde, taking action to complete any simple tasks that got left undone because of distractions and other slowdowns. Also on Thursday, the moon will be void, of course, for 4 hours in the afternoon before crossing over to the land of Libra, where our private lives are influenced to seek balance, beauty, and justice in our relationships and in our bank accounts. Friday the 13th, friends, Leo and Pisces, I'm looking at you. Our public-facing selves are feeling somewhat optimistic in terms of our faith that things are working well for us. We have just to relax and let our imaginations do some of the work. Creativity at our jobs and in the social and civic environment can help us connect with others and enlighten for us a way forward. Saturday the 14th, Venus perfects a square to Uranus, which is still retrograde. Taurus, Libra, and Aquarius, friends. Restless hearts want to put on unexpected displays of affection here. We may be feeling cute in something we wouldn't normally try on. It's possible we want to flirt with someone outside our regular template for attraction, or that we consider making purchases that seem exciting but aren't actually very well thought out. Be careful to maintain your promises if you've made any, and be willing to relax and take it in. Even those of us who are committed to a certain course of action sometimes entertain a brief fascination with something we haven't experienced before. It doesn't have to bring to an end any of the good things that we have. And besides, the moon reaches its half-lit third quarter phase that day in the land of Libra, Cancer, Taurus, Libra. It's a day to pause and gather our wits about us as we shift from intending and planning to release what no longer serves to actually doing the thing. Whether this means dropping stuff off at the local thrift, giving away some treasured items to someone you like and trust, or making up your mind to stop listening to people who second guess your choices, sometimes the way to find balance is to lighten our load, and that will be the creative vibe until we reach the new moon a week later. Sunday the 15th, Cancer, Aries, and Scorpio. The waning crescent moon is void, of course, for a few hours very early in the morning, and then it crosses the border into the land of Scorpio. Scorpio asks us to dig deep in terms of releasing stuff, especially ingrained ideas about ourselves and others that may be getting in the way of our ability to meet our transformations head on. Stuff will come up today that may bring about a desire to seize control of the circumstances around us. But there's another kind of control we can exercise that has more to do with knowing when we are holding ourselves back or deceiving ourselves by seeking to dominate a situation, and by releasing the need to manage things outside ourselves especially. Mercury, still retrograde, completes a quincunx to Mars on Monday the 16th. Gemini and Virgo, Aries and Scorpio. Quincunx here can be regarded as an invitation to adjust. Our rational minds and our sense of initiative seem to be working together. We feel ambitious, alert, and on our games, even competitive, but we want to be careful not to let that competitive edge make us impatient or irritable with others. After all, that will only slow us down and we really feel like getting ahead on a day like today. Tuesday, the 17th, is for Cancer, Sagittarius, and Pisces. The moon will go void, of course, for 3 hours around noon before entering the land of Sagittarius. It's a really pretty positive vibe on this day. We feel creative and inspired, perhaps not very grounded, but definitely open to the changes that are upon us at this time. On Wednesday, the 18th, Mercury goes direct. Gemini and Virgo, yay! That's 2 personal planets going direct in the second 10 days of the year. We probably can actually feel the momentum starting to pick up, though there will be some loose ends to bring together as we deal with the shadow of this retrograde for a while longer. Also that day, Sun makes its conjunct to Pluto, Leo and Scorpio. This is a day when the sunlight shines directly into the depths of our understanding with inevitable transformations. Let me say that again. This is a day when the sun shines directly into the depths of our understanding and inevitable transformations. We may discover some things about ourselves or about the world that we hadn't yet realized, and that can change the game for us completely. This can be really fun if you love the work of transition, or it can be upsetting, perhaps confusing, especially if you tend to resist the big, deep changes that Pluto is constantly weaving into your life. These transformations don't always happen in grand, dramatic, and apparent fashion. A lot of them are so slow we barely notice them until the change is complete. But this day is a day when something entirely new may be illuminated, and I invite you to embrace it. Thursday, the 19th, is the final day of the second decan, Cancer, Capricorn, and Aquarius. Vibes of ambition and responsibility are heavy on this day. The moon will be void, of course, for most of the morning, for 9 hours before entering the land of Capricorn in the early afternoon. And that void, of course, moon begins with a positive aspect to Saturn. So our hearts and minds are very much on what feels safe and supported and what represents success for us. Overall, I see an increase in our sense of initiative and capability over the next 10 days. I see very positive days ahead, especially Thursday the 12th, Friday the 13th, and I think Wednesday the 18th will be good if we can maintain a positive attitude. This should be easy with Mercury kind of releasing its hold there. If we have any difficult days this week, I'm looking at Wednesday the 11th, Saturday the 14th, and Sunday the 15th. Lots of lessons in here about not always getting to have things the way we would like them, but figuring out how to let go and be okay with that so that we can become more like the kind, adaptable, resourceful, and self-assured people we really are. And that's it for Decan 2, January 10 through 19, 2023. Thank you for tuning into this preview. I can't wait to share this stuff with you in more detail in the daily episodes. And I'd like to see what kind of conversations we can have in the comments about how these vibes are affecting us in real life. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the notifications bell. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today.